Hello and welcome to CX Today. My name is Charlie, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Anand Janefalkar, founder and CEO of UJET. Anand, thank you very much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you join us, and in this video we're going to be discussing all the latest goings on at UJET. So I think where better to start than by asking you maybe what's currently on the product roadmap at UJET.
Yeah, well, thank you for the audience. The way we think about a product roadmap at UJET is basically thinking about the user personas that we service. So there's the end user persona, and that's mainly driven by what is the current state of digital acquaintance. Like a lot of people are using their smartphones like it's an extension of their own selves. That is kind of the guiding factor on the end user persona. And then you think about the agent or the customer service representative persona, what they are used to in their work life in terms of the digital toolkit that they have. And this could be various different software packages that they are very fluent in and need to be it needs to be second nature while utilizing them along with the other packages. And then finally, it's the administrative and supervisor persona, which they're kind of choreographing the journey of customer experience and what would be kind of the best opportunity for them to benefit from the roadmap. So in that vein of thought, what we are doing is workforce management. We just recently launched intelligent workforce management that helps to extend and complement the suite of CCaaS offerings that we have. The administrative and the supervisor persona really love that, so that it is kind of a one system that helps them forecast, set up for peak hour traffic for customer support, as well as ensure that the observability and measuring of these metrics are hand in hand with what they need to set up for the days, the weeks, the months going forward. Right behind that, we recently announced actually the Microsoft Teams integration. Microsoft Teams has been gaining a lot of market share and is becoming some of the kind of platform of choice for some of the UCaaS types of conversations. And we wanted to make sure that if we have customers that are utilizing that, they can kind of extend their customer experience into that UCaaS realm while utilizing UJET for the CCaaS side. And that allows them to have a very fluid escalation path, whether it is about escalations to technical support that might be beyond tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. It could be maybe claims assessment that might be beyond kind of just the tier 1 or tier 2 conversations for insurance. And that it makes it really easy. In the near future, we're going to release a ServiceNow integration, which again, in the same kind of thought process, it makes it really easy for organizations to make this just a seamless part of their professional toolkit. Going forward, we're also going to have a very deep integration with Chrome OS. This would allow the supervisors, the agents, all of them to just seamlessly use telemetry, screen recordings, different desk templates that they might have. And then we can just take that conversation further and further into releasing certain APIs that would highly customize what their experience looks like, whether it is the agent desktop, whether it is things that the supervisors are looking for, either agent gamification or agents themselves want to have some self-improvement things that they can benefit from. So there's a lot of significant delivery around innovative features on our roadmap, and that is just staying true to our philosophy, which is a very startup mindset and always innovate standpoint.
Yeah, lots of really great stuff there, obviously from the WFM to kind of Google Chrome OS. I think that's a particularly interesting one, actually, because more and more contact centers are using kind of Chromebooks as well for built-in security. So, and I believe UJET is on the Chrome CCaaS vendor list too. So that's a particularly interesting one I found. And of course, the Microsoft Teams integration too, as Microsoft Teams is now the de facto UC platform, and a lot of operations will be thinking, how can we kind of build a contact center on the back of Teams, and that integration offers them a great option, I think. So lots of really great stuff there. But it'd be great to hear about kind of what your customers, the results your customers are maybe achieving from where you are already on your product roadmap. So yeah, what kind of, from a metric standpoint, what are they looking at?
No, Charlie, you hit it right on the head. Like, we want to make it easy for any of the macro trends that are happening, right? Chromebooks being just like really a second nature now for people to just pick Chromebooks for their CX organizations. Microsoft Teams, like you said, being de facto for a certain. So being a part of those trends makes it easier for IT teams, makes it easier for supervisor teams to just adopt. So. So that's great. In terms of the actual benefits that we're seeing people utilizing our platform, we always had the thought that no one really enjoys extending the conversation on a customer support kind of query, whether it's call, chat, SMS. So people are looking for instant gratification. They're looking for instant resolution. That's just kind of the world that we live in today. For certain sectors, especially like healthcare, what we have seen is that the average handle time decreases by, at a very minimum, 90 seconds. And that can be meaningful, at least at the start of the conversation, because the start is a very anxious, a very kind of almost sometimes nervous thing when you're calling in for a pre-certification for a scan, or you're calling in for your test results. Being able to have a very conversational AI-driven or a very smartphone era-driven verification, and then just getting to the subject matter really helps. And that 90-second decrease, even though it might only be about 15-20%, it does really help the outcome of it. So we see 30% plus increase in customer satisfaction. So that's for healthcare, where we cannot just do too much automation. Now we move over to sectors like on-demand delivery, to kind of smart car rentals. All that, there we see a 75% decrease in average call volume per hour. We've seen as much as 84% decrease of average queue durations. These are very, very meaningful numbers, and it really drives the customer satisfaction in an area where there's tons and tons of choices. And sometimes you develop that loyalty when you have a delightful customer experience. What we've also seen is call and chat abandonment are huge issues in a lot of the digital first sectors. And in that, we are able to kind of really drive over 50% call abandonment in on-demand delivery, and over 72% decrease in web chat abandonment by being able to do data dips and understanding what their journey has been so far, which wireframes they have traversed, so that you're not starting from scratch and saying, like, hey, have you looked at this self-help article? Have you logged into your account? All of those things need to be really, really curated for your experience, and not people abandon those conversations and just pick up the phone and call if they're not seeing the proper personalization for them. So those are a few that we're really, really proud of. And lastly, what is very important for the supervisor and administrative persona stakeholder is that they are meeting the SLAs. And we see that about a 90% plus adherence to SLAs utilizing our platform because of the various tools and the various connection points that we service.
Yeah, lots of really great customer outcomes there for UJET, and I think they're great because all of those that you touched on, they kind of impact not only business outcomes but also customer experience and agent experience too. So it's great to hear those results across kind of all the stakeholders in the contact center, and learn how UJET is helping to maximize the experience for each of those. So I think that's wonderful. I think that's maybe a great place to end this chat. But thank you very much for joining us today, Anand.
Thank you, Charlie.
Excellent. And also thank you to everybody for watching. Bye for now.